Welcome to my channel. I am theSventos, and today we're going to be talking about episode 6 of Star Trek's lowest denominator. Star Trek Lower Decks. The episode in question is called Terminal Provocations. So, without further ado, let's rip right into this one because it was a pain. So, we open to the douchebags all kind of huddle around and they all start making engine noises. And yeah, there's just a bunch of member berries like, ooh, this is what the Enterprise D sounded like. Oh, this is what the Enterprise E sounded like. Ooh, this is what the Defiant sounds like. Ooh, this is what a Constitution class Enterprise sounds like. Ooh, this is what Voyager sounds like. It's a little bit more high-pitched. Just a bunch of garbage. It's just member berries, member berries, member berries. They have no freaking idea what the hell Star Trek is all about. So they're just, throwing random things out there. So then the first officer walks in and he sees them all doing these like zoom zoom. So he's like, okay, there's some shit going on, and he jumps Boimler, he targets a phaser at them and like jumps into the ground, as you can see in this particular shot. Which completely reasonable reaction, because he sees a bunch of people who should know better how to behave, and they're just doing weird, like alien-esque communication stuff. So yeah, you know what? He acted appropriately, I would say. Should have shot a couple of them just for shits and giggles. Then we get, what is this? My webcam off. Oh, battery's dying. Oops. Okay, I'll have to recharge that. So then we get into the stupid credits, and honestly, when I see the ship getting drawn to the black hole here, I'm like, please, please, please crush it. Let this be over. But no such luck. Then we get shot of the bridge crew. They're talking to these weird aliens who look like gorillas with fangs in space, who are trying to salvage a junker that's been there for like 100+ years, and this plank of wood that plays the captain, she essentially starts a tug of war with the aliens with a tractor beam. It's just so stupid. And she's like, oh, we can't get get a hold of this unique Starfleet technology. Okay, okay, so the ship in question was, okay, I wrote it down here. NCC 502 was the registry of that ship. The original Enterprise, Constitution class Enterprise, which is an antique compared to this Doritos, whatever the hell crap ship is called, because it's from like 200 years in the past. The USS Enterprise was 1701. So 1200 numerical designations before. So 1200, ooh, that's like 1200 ships before. So it stands to reason that that is probably from like tail end of Archer's era. That's how old the ship is, like 300 years old. What's unique technology about that? Like all of that shit has been outdated for 300 years. Okay. Anyway, so they start a tug of war with these aliens, and then these idiots are in the mess hall, and for some reason the replicators are now pouring streams of beverages or whatever. And then Boimler bumps into, sorry, not Boimler, Mariner, the stupid douchey asshole. Oh, you can't see it from because my face is in the way there. But in this scene, she doesn't have her uniform unbuttoned. Like, only halfway through the season, and she's not unbuttoning her uniform all the time. So she slams into the doctor, who gets nachos all over her fur. We get a little like fur quip. And honestly, I'm actually starting to like this cat doctor because she behaves like an actual Starfleet officer. She goes there to the mess hall to have her food, gets a stupid ensign shoving her food in her face essentially, and she calls her out on it, and she tells her, "You're a disgrace to the uniform. You are a troublemaker. You're a piece of shit. You should not be in Starfleet. You should, if you want to be in Starfleet, you should be out." And like she mentioned this Starbase 80, which apparently is where all the losers go, who have no like who have no desire to do their jobs. They just go there and like rust away. But anyway, so yeah, this is her chewing out Mariner. Gets another thing of nachos brought by this guy who is what's his name? Fletcher, I think. Who, if there was a character more annoying than Mariner for this episode, it's Fletcher. Ah, so yeah, shit's going on. I really don't care. And they get this little bro hangout thing. Oh, us lower decks stick together. No one calls themselves lower decks. Like in the entire goddamn history of Star Trek, lower decks has never been used as a, oh, we gotta stick together. We're the lower decks. Ever. There's bridge crew and then there's everyone else. Oh, why is bridge crew called a bridge crew? Because they work on the bridge. Anyway, beside the point, just, knowledge of Star Trek. So these two misguided little kids, they're getting their food, they're getting together, and she is all up, she's all like, oh, I don't want to go out into space, I don't like spacewalk, I didn't complete that course at the academy. I'm pretty sure, like 95% sure, that she did a spacewalk in the first freaking episode. I'm pretty sure that she was out there with him, with Rutherford. They were both outside in space when that weird parasite thing was taking over the entire ship. Pretty sure they like walked out from one airlock and into the other. Not 100% sure, but I'm like 95% sure. Anyway, so Rutherford's like, oh, let's go to the holodeck because member berries. It's not just for meeting, and he like lists pretty much every historical and fictional character that we've ever seen on any holodeck in any Star Trek because member berries. Uh, so yeah, they're like, oh, they go into the holodeck. So these bastards are replacing, I don't exactly know why they're replacing isolinear chips on these isolinear cores. It doesn't really make any sort of sense because isolinear chips are not like a waste product. They're literally data chips. So it would be like literally like me going into a server room and taking out USBs and putting in fresh USBs because these old USBs are old rather than, updating thing. So anyway, uh, so yeah, there's this choo-choo dance happening and everyone just starts going crazy and oh, I want to be at the choo-choo dance. So Fletcher was like, oh, you guys go ahead. I'll do your work for you, 'cause lower decks stick together. Like, shoot me now. So, of course, they fuck off and do the choo-choo tour. These guys show up in the holodeck, and he shows her this like training program that he created with this really cutesy character called Badgie. Honestly, as soon as I saw Badgie with the exact like triangular figure and the tiny little arms and legs, my first thought was that this is gonna be a Bill Cipher kind of character, like 99% sure. Oh, and Spoilers. So they demonstrate the spacewalk, and then they get all like romantic-y because she's stuck to him with her magnetic boots. It's so cute. And then Pointy or Badgie, whatever the frill his name is, shows up and he's like, "Do you want me to teach you a lesson?" And while this crap is happening, these guys are coming back from their choo choo whatever dance, bullshit dance thing, and they find Fletcher, who's like been knocked unconscious because a mysterious figure. Mysterious figure, I did not see them. They just showed up. They shot me with a phaser. And then I woke up, and then you were here, and the memory core is gone. The isolinear core that controls the shield auto repair unit is gone. No. So they freak out, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta figure out what happened. Let's blame someone else." So they blame these guys, the Delta Shift, because oh, they're working opposite hours, so they must have. And for some reason, I mean, like, seriously, this guy has a goddamn eye patch. Okay, Jordy had a visor because he was born blind. You could have a bionic eye implanted. Oh, which is exactly what Jordy did. He had bionic implants so he can see, so they can give you frelling eyes. You don't have to look like Nick goddamn Fury in the 25th century. Or sorry, no, technically this is still the 24th, I guess, because reasons. Anyway, so yeah, they start blaming each other, and then these two douchebags are like, "What are you talking about? We were right behind you at the choo-choo dance." And there they are, right behind them. And then yeah, she starts unbuttoning her shirt, and Fletcher does the same thing, and it's just okay. Meanwhile, the aliens are using a tractor beam like a slingshot to literally pick up a thing and then slam it up against the Doritos. And as you can see here, NCC 502, 1200 ships before the Enterprise. Like, I'm pretty sure that, like, this is, well, I don't know, it's like 150 years off of the Botany Bay, but it's like basically that level of technology. Yeah, so yeah, as the shields are getting pounded with the wreckage, these guys are still in the holodeck, and the system starts glitching out. Uh, the badgy thing freezes, so, what is a Starfleet officer? Starfleet engineer. What's a Starfleet engineer to do? Oh, he kicks it. And then the thing goes insane, goes all Bill Cipher on their asses, and starts spouting, "I'm gonna murder you, I'm gonna slash your throat, blah blah blah, look at me, I'm evil now." Starts chasing them, so, okay, for some reason, for some unknown anomalous reason, when the ship gets hit, the computer is like, "Rerouting power from non-essential systems. Safety protocols off." Are you freaking kidding me? Safety protocols are a non-essential system on the holodeck. Really? Like, couldn't you shut down the holodeck? Because, I mean, the holodeck itself is not essential. But no, no, no. You're like, "Oh, I'm gonna leave the holodeck running without safety protocols so the people that are on the holodeck can get killed." Very smart. Super smart. So, for some reason, the safety protocols are not working. They can't shut down the holodeck, but they can change the program with just using voice input. So they changed into this like Bajoran market thing. And then of course we gotta get some gore in because it's new Trek. So Badgie, the comm badge of death that looks like Bill Cipher, starts tearing people's limbs and heads off in the Bajoran market. Then we go back to the bridge, and shit's still happening, and they're all like, "Oh, we should fight them. We should fight them." The Bajoran guy. So let me just side note, little note about the Bajoran people. They are a highly spiritual people. Sure, they've been through some tough times, which have made them a little bit tough because of the whole Cardassian occupation thing. But at their core, they're very spiritual people. They don't start blasting away at, you know, defenseless people. His first instinctive reaction to, oh, our shield's getting pounded by debris and they have no weapons, is let's lock weapons on their warp core. Let's just kill them right now. Real smart. So they remind me of something from Rick and Morty. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen these guys before. Like, same design, same everything. Anyway, these guys, they're still trying to figure out what's going on with the core. Oh, in the meantime, while they're trying to figure out what's going on with the core, they come into their quarters or their corridor, whatever the hell it is they live in, and they find that Fletcher has been hiding the core because he broke it because he didn't feel like working. So he broke the core, and he was like, "Oh, Boimler and Mariner especially, probably, like that's probably what he was thinking, especially Mariner. They're like super smart, so I wanna like be smart too. So I'm gonna take this broken core, and I'm gonna like, uh, actually no, it broke after. So I'm gonna take this core that's perfectly fine right now, and controls the shield auto repair system, and I'm gonna like plug my brain in, and I'm gonna ask the computer to make me like super smart because that's the thing that can't go wrong. So of course it went wrong. He broke it, and he just like stashed it away and made up the whole alien story. But because he plugged his brain in, his dumb brain that he was trying to make himself smarter, and the core broke, now the core wants to assimilate everyone, essentially. So it just like starts absorbing technology, and it keeps getting bigger and starts growing. And honestly, this is just a trademark of New Trek. It just screams of Alex Kurtzman and screams of J.J. frickin' Abrams. I mean, I realize the movies are kind of separated, but like it just screams of this stupid fascination with like evil AI all the time. Picard had it, evil AI, trying to come into our universe from God knows where with the tentacle things. And yeah, evil AI and tentacles. Discovery had the AI that wasn't quite an AI but wanted to be an AI because it was aware that it was kind of an AI but wanted to become an AI. And then there's this thing, and it always has the same pattern, always has tentacles, and always wants to murder and like destroy everything. And it's just so been done to death. Like quite literally, it's been done to death. Um, so yeah, they're Boimler and Mariner. They're like, we have to let the senior staff know that this is happening. This is a huge danger to the ship. But Fletcher's like, no, 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 because then I'll get in trouble. Whoopsie doopsies. How much from this episode? Okay, I'm getting there. I still have like 10 minutes of it to review. So yeah, we get basically he's like, oh, I don't want to be fired because I've screwed up, blah blah blah, and they're like, whatever. So these guys are still in the holodeck. They're running up the stairs of the Great Wall of China on Bajor for some reason. I don't think I've ever seen this anywhere on Bajor, and we've seen quite a lot of Bajor. We've never seen this mountain with a wall. Anyway, beside the point. But anyway, so they're running up the stairs, they're getting slowly exhausted, and then they notice, oh, Badgie's getting tired too. If we can tire him out, and he's almost, like, look at it. He's almost dead at this point. And if he's almost dead at this point, and you can just like keep going up to the top of the stairs, you can just outrun him and hide away. But no, no. If we can outrun him, we can freeze him out. So when I heard those words just before like he gave the command to the computer, I'm like, maybe he'll try computer freeze program. Maybe he'll try to use some sort of logic, or he'll like give the Badgie, the interactive interface, a bunch of requests that he can't fulfill without crashing his program. Maybe he'll try doing that. But no, no, no. He calls up environment, I think it was like 84, which is literally like an ice planet. Like, you're on Beijing stairs and Badgie's almost dead, and then you call up the Breen homeworld, essentially. Like, then these guys are like, oh, we covered it up and let's toss it out on air, or well, let's beam it into space while we still can. And this guy's like, no, 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 I have a better idea. Let's let the thing beat us up a bit so it doesn't look too bad when the senior staff finds out about this. That's a thing that happened. So then these guys are like, oh, let's take it away. Oh, we can't get it to the transporter because it's too far and it's blah, blah, blah. Oh, look, there's an air hole. Sorry, air hole? Airlock. Air hole. Look, there's an airlock. So they flush it into space and it just happens to bump into the alien spaceship. And they're like, oh, we're so getting fired for this. Shields fall offline. And then the captain, in all her wisdom as a Starfleet officer and I'm just noticing this now, like half her neck is taken up with the rank pips. Half her freaking neck. Look at the Bajoran guy. He has like half as many pips, and they can take up like 20th of space. This this cartoon is so bad on so many levels. But anyway, so she, as a Starfleet officer whose primary duty is preservation of life and exploration of space, she's like, let's blow that mother out of the sky. Let's fire that warp core at a ship that has no weapons, that was using a tractor beam as a weapon. How about shooting out the tractor beam? And then the data core mutant AI thing starts ripping apart their ship. And these guys are still on the holodeck on the ice planet, slowly walking away. And then this guy starts getting all sentimental and calling Fletcher father, and then like freezes, and then well, they have a fight, and then he freezes, and then Fletcher snaps his neck, or passes for a neck, and then the other guy who's the chief engineer, I guess, I don't freaking know. He restores full power within like 10 seconds of them losing power, and yeah, then Badgie resets to his default settings, and he's good and all that kind of crap again. And then, honestly, this just bothered the pants off of me in the end. So, what was the? Sorry, no, this guy's Fletcher, right? I think, yeah. Fuck, this guy's Fletcher. So Fletcher's screw up almost destroyed the ship, and Boimler and Mariner, they're like, oh, we are good Starfleet officers. We need to do the right thing. So they do the right thing, and they tell the senior staff that this Fletcher guy did an amazeballs job, and they promote him to a lieutenant. And guess what they do? They decide to, in addition to the promotion to lieutenant, they send him to they send him to the Titan to work for Riker. Because, member berries as well. And then these guys are all like, oh yeah, good. We fail upwards in this organization. And then they got a call from him 6 days later, and he got actually, yeah, whatever. Anyways, he's demoted back to ensign. He got fired because I guess there are still decent Starfleet officers in Starfleet, like Riker. He probably, saw this guy was a shit pump and demoted him. I would have demoted him right down to crewman and got him to like scrub plasma conduits for the next 6 months, but that's me. Anyway, so yeah, they tell him to go away, and then they essentially praise each other because like, oh, I didn't think you could be as annoying. And then, these two ideal Starfleet officers, like Mariner stole her. Well, I mean, technically they're not, none of them are supposed to know that the captain is her mom, but like she stole her mom's key. This is how stupid the show is. It's a key for the captain's yacht. It's not a key phrase or a voice ident or, you know, like lockout from the bridge or something like that. No, no. It's an isolinear chip on a fluffy, tribble looking keychain. It's a key. Like, okay. And then I don't freaking know what happens. Oh yeah, this is like next time crap. Anyway. Yeah. So that is what was this? Episode 6, Terminal Provocations. Yeah, it provoked a lot. Definitely provoked a lot in me. A lot of rage and anger, and I think it provoked a new level of dumb for this show. But hey, that's new Trek. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like, comment down below, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. And I will see you next time. Yeah, I'll see you next time. I don't know what's gonna happen next time. I'm gonna be doing a lot more consistent reviews. I'm gonna be doing actually let's go over the schedule thing a bit. I have no idea where. Oh, there it is. So basically my plan is to stream 3 times a week on YouTube, in addition to twice a week on Twitch and DLive, so I can go on multiple platforms there. And also, I'm going to be releasing new videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So this was my, I'm going to have to switch that around. Basically, I'm going to be releasing a review of this thing, the cartoon, a live action TV show, and possibly there's some game reviews. I'm still working on that. We'll see where we get to. Anyway, hope you guys liked the video. Again, I said that part. I will see you next time. Until then, I have been theSventos, and you have yourself a wonderful day. Bye now.